Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we are doing a full removal on my client. A full removal. I've had a few requests for this, so here we are. We are starting off with a new bit for me by Kala. This is the black bit. It is meant to remove thicker layers, overlay, 3D, glitter, that kind of stuff. So right now I have a builder layer on my client, so that's what we're going to remove. She does have pretty curved nails, so it actually looks like there's more product on her nails than there are, but we do have a healthy builder layer on here. So I thought that this would be a good way to kind of demonstrate removing that. This bit cuts through the gel really nicely. I believe it says on the website, I'm referring to the Sweetie website, that you should run this bit around 10 to 15,000 RPM. Now, I didn't know this when I was doing this removal, so I was running it probably around 20,000 because that's my usual removal range. I'm usually around like 20, 25,000, and I had zero issues, and I actually thought it removed quite nicely. So just something to keep in mind. I always try to refer to what the company suggests when I'm using a removal bit, the speed that they suggest running your e-file at, but ultimately if something's working a little bit better, it's not causing your client any discomfort, use at your own discretion. Use it how you are comfortable using it. So yeah, so this is probably around 20,000 and it worked great. It really cut through the product quite quickly. At the beginning of this removal, I was kind of erring on the side of caution just to get a grip with the e-file bit, and now I'm going back over and just doing a little bit more removal on a few of the nails. Removing that gel will help with the soak off because we are doing a soak off today. So this is a soft gel soak off. The builder I have used on this client is a soft gel, so it will remove nicely with some acetone. And I do want to make sure I'm getting all this product off. So this is my method in how I get all the product off. So I've started by, I'm showing you the full removal too. I've started by filing off on the one hand, and instead of moving on to the other hand and filing off right away, I'm actually wrapping my client's hand in an acetone wrap. So these are the foils that already have a little piece of cotton on them. I'm soaking them in acetone, and then I'm wrapping my client's finger up in these foils before I move on to filing off the other hand. People always talk about sitting around and having to wait for their clients' hands to soak, and I think it's because everyone's applying all the foils at the very end. But it's not necessary. This is actually what I find to be a much faster way. So my client has a few minutes of soaking while I work on filing off the other hand. And so I'm just going through the same process. Whenever I'm working, I always work left to right. But when I'm working like from hand to hand, I always do pinky to thumb. And having kind of a method is very helpful to keep yourself in check, so you're not forgetting anything. So lots of the time my clients will ask me like, oh, how do you remember if you've done a finger, or you've like done something or whatever, but I always work in the same way. So it's always pinky to thumb. And I just find that to be the most effective, to have kind of a little routine that you're working in. When you're removing, you definitely still want to be careful that you're not getting too close to the nail plate. If you're getting fearful that you're going to touch the nail plate, then I would say definitely work a little bit lighter with your hand. You want to keep everything light anyway, so you're not putting pressure on when you're using the e-file. You're just kind of running it, letting it do its thing over top. And this is one of the reasons why you want to have like a, I don't want to say new e-files, but you want to keep your e-file bits fresh. You want to update them, get new ones every so often, because they are meant to work well without any pressure. And the moment you have to start putting pressure to get them to do their job is the moment that they need to be replaced. So if you're using old e-file bits, lots of the time your client will feel heat spikes. It'll be like a friction burn, as well as if you're running your e-file too high. So I always encourage my clients to let me know if they feel any discomfort, because I don't want them to feel any pain ever, especially not in my seat. So yeah, so just going through and doing that. And then yeah, if you're feeling nervous and you're soaking the nails off, feeling nervous about getting too close to the nail plate, you can always switch to a finer bit as you get through the colored product, or alternatively, you can just soak off where you're comfortable at, and you may just do a couple rounds of soaking. You'll see in this set, I definitely pop some foils back onto the fingers, and I'll explain why I do that when we get to that point. But yeah, this e-file bit, the Kala e-file bit, it's my first time using it. It's actually really, really nice. I've since used it quite a few times and I really enjoy it. It cuts through things really easily. You don't get any like skidding of the e-file bit. Sometimes I get nervous when I'm removing 3D that the e-file bit's gonna wanna jump back towards the cuticle. but so far so good. I haven't had any issues with that. It is a straight cut e-file bit, so there is no left or right hand, which can be an issue. I know lots of time left-handed people, they don't have as many options when it comes to e-file bits. Things are primarily made for right-handed people, which can be a bit tough. So having a bit like this where there is no left versus right hand, that can be really, really helpful in making sure that there's enough to go around for everyone. Giving Mackenzie's hand a little dust off, and then I'm going to foil wrap this hand and let it soak while I jump back to the other hand. And like I said, I feel like this isn't always a method that's done, doing one hand at a time, but honestly, it is a time saver. I definitely recommend. And you'll see a few other things I do throughout the service just to speed things up a little bit. By the way, this speed is my editing speed. I think I've done it like 3 times fast. So this isn't how fast I move in real life. If only, could you imagine the speed I get things done at? But keep that in mind, especially when we start scraping things off. Things look a lot more aggressive than they actually are. Everything in a service should be done gently. So I pull off that one finger and I'm very gently, like I'm not putting pressure down, I'm just gently scraping off the gel that wants to come off. And this is important because you don't want to scrape the nail. Now I'm sliding that tinfoil back on, and then I'm letting that soak a little bit further. The acetone hasn't dried out inside the foil, so it'll still do its job, and it'll do its job quite quickly. If there's any parts that feel like they're not breaking down, I'll use the hand file just to lightly etch over them, just to encourage the acetone in the next round to do more. So there's a little bit of a thickness there on the tip of the nail, and I just didn't get enough gel, in my opinion, off before soaking, so I'm just going through with the hand file. But I'm very lightly getting off any of the loose gel before doing a little extra filing and then sliding the foil back on. You want to work one finger at a time when it comes to removing foils, because the gel product will be fresh and ready to remove. If you remove them all, they're going to start drying up and then they're not going to remove as easily. So always work one finger at a time while you're removing. And keep in mind, when I'm using the file here, I'm really just hitting the gel. I'm not trying to hit the natural nail. This is just to thin out the gel a little bit more. I'm trying to avoid filing the natural nail. And I'm jumping back to the pinky, and already more gel is coming off. It really doesn't take long when there's only very thin layers of gel on the finger to break down. And now, to allow the other nails some time to soak a little bit longer, I'm just going to, I offer this with my removals, I'm just going to shape the nails. So I've already talked to my client about it. She wanted a little short soft square. Most clients do. Some clients want to try and ride it out with their longer length, but my client, even though her nails were super strong, she wanted a soft square, so that's what we're doing. So again, I'm working one nail at a time. I'm making sure I'm getting all the product off with my cuticle pusher, and then I'm going through and just filing the edge. I'll also push back the cuticle a little bit before I buff. That way I can expose any protein that I can just nicely remove from the nail. I'm just using a soft buffer there, and I'm just smoothing out any of the remaining gel that might be on the nail or anything that might be a little rough. That's what I'm doing with the buffer there, and just making everything super smooth. I'm just checking to see if she had a crack there, but it was just a crack in the gel, so that was good. We didn't have to do any surgery on her. And then again, just filing down the length. But like I said, working one nail at a time really allows some time for the other nails to continue to process inside the foil and makes your removal a lot easier moving on. Especially when you're working on a natural nail, I would say working with a 180 grit or higher. So when it comes to grits, the lower the number, the grittier they're gonna be. So 180 is suitable for a natural nail. You can go 240, go anything higher. It's just gonna be gentle on the natural nail. If you go anything more coarse, 150 I would use on enhancements, and anything lower, 100, definitely that wouldn't be a natural nail product at all. 100 I find is mostly used on hard gel or acrylic. You would use that for that. So I'm at a 180 with my MGR peel and stick files. I like these guys because they have the metal core. And so that gives you a lot of stability when filing, but also they're still quite thin because they are the peel and stick, which is nice for getting under the natural nail. Because when you work with the foam core files, a lot of the time they're really thick. You can't really get under the corner of the nail all the time. So this is a nice file. It's kind of a nice hybrid. You get the stability of something that would have like a foam core, but you get the thinness of an emery board. That's a word I never say, emery board. That feels so like 90s, early 2000s when your mom would be like, oh, here, have an emery board, file your nails. My mom doesn't talk like that, I hope you. That was a pretend mom accent. My mom, she'll probably kill me if I think that's how she talks. But yeah, just buffing over the nail and just getting everything smooth. And I'm hitting the free edge of the nail too, because I've just filed off significant length. If I have any like nail frill from filing, I want to buff that away. And I'm still doing like the regular thing. I'm flipping her hand upside down just to make sure the shape is good from all angles. And if it wasn't, I would have touched that up. But now we're jumping over to the other hand. This pinky here, I was able to get all of the gel off on this round. So I didn't bother to pop it back into the foil. I just went right ahead and filed that down. Because there's no need to soak more if it's not necessary. So just going ahead and starting that. But the other fingernails, I will be doing the original process where I scrape off and then, I say scrape, that sounds like an aggressive word. I'm not scraping, I'm gently removing with my cuticle pusher. And then I'll pop the foils back on to soak for a little bit longer. But yeah, this is a really easy way to make sure that you get all the product off, because I know people struggle sometimes to get a full removal. And typically if I have a client coming in for another service, I don't usually do a full removal. I'll just remove and leave a tiny thin layer of product behind, depending on what I'm doing. And I don't like to retouch the nail so many times, but this client was like, we weren't doing a new set on her. She was getting a full removal, so that's why we're doing the full soak off with the acetone and everything. So just going ahead and doing that. If you were to be removing gel that wasn't like a builder gel, like I don't like to say this, but the equivalent of shellac, because I know that is more familiar to a lot of people. If you were removing that, you would want to do the same process, but instead of the coarse bit that I'm using, the one from Cala, the black bit, I would use something more fine, because you don't need to get through so many layers. And then I'd more so be looking to remove the top coat and the color coat, if you can safely do that without removing the base coat as well. If you felt nervous about that, you could totally just remove the top coat and a little bit of the color, like just start to file into the color, or instead of using an e-file bit, if you're more comfortable with it, you could also use a hand file. But I mean, I'm doing nails all day, every day, so in an act to preserve my hands and wrists, my preference is definitely the e-file. But I definitely think the e-file needs practice and careful work, and so I wouldn't just be using it willy-nilly. If you've never used it before, I would say stick to the hand file. But yeah, a removal can be very satisfying. It can also be a little bit annoying if you feel like you can't get all the product off, but just working through it and taking your time. I mean, Ontario is an interesting situation, because in Ontario you're not required to have a nail license, and I think that we're like the only place really. So there are a lot of people who don't go to any sort of school or take any sort of classes when they're doing nails, or for like when they're getting into the nail industry. And so a lot of removals can be done very unsafely. And I do have a lot of clients that come in with horror stories, which is just awful. And I have people that come to see me because they are afraid to go to other places. Even if it's like not convenient, they're just getting their nails off, they'll still come back to see me, because yeah, removals can definitely be a scary thing, but as long as we're looking to keep the nails safe and do our best to treat it kindly, we want these nails to leave as healthy as they came in. This client actually and I, we were reminiscing the first time she came to see me. I have never seen such paper thin nails. Her nails were literally like see-through, the tips of them. They were so thin because she had had a terrible, terrible removal of an acrylic set. And so we've definitely come a long way. She's gone years, we've done years with, I would say, like long, grown out, natural builder nails. So it's been a quite amazing transformation over the years. And her nails are extremely thick and strong, so that's really nice as well. So she's quite comfortable with having nothing on them for this little break that she takes here. But yeah, you don't want to over buff the nail either. You don't want to remove nail plate. You just want to smooth anything out, any remaining gel. It's just a soft way to remove any last bits of gel. or smooth out any of the edge marks from the file or anything. But I'm just gonna check the shape there, double check they both look good, give her a dust, and then I'm gonna send her off to go wash her hands in the bathroom. I'm using a Bandy treatment. This is a Daya treatment. It's one of Bandy's special products. And this is for treating, well, dry, brittle nails. Not that my client has that, but it's a nice product to rehydrate after removal. So I'm just applying that to her cuticle area and all over her nail bed. You can just let that absorb into her finger. I have a few of these different Bandy treatments and I really, really like them. So I'm just applying that to make sure her nails are feeling good. We can take a look there. They're looking gorgeous. And that is what a safe removal looks like, my friends. No damage done. Now, I like to end my service with a little bit of a hand massage. I saw someone ask one time why I have cream on my desk. They've never seen me use it. All of my services, I apply cream to my clients' hands and I give them a little bit of a hand massage, which is arguably the best part of a manicure. So just doing that. I actually learned how to give a hand massage in grade 10 cosmetology class. So Mr. Bazante, thank you for teaching me. It's actually come in handy in life, unlike math, which I barely use these days. But yeah, just giving her a little bit of hand massage, and then after that I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna apply a bit of oil to her cuticles because I always yell at my clients to use cuticle oil. So I may as well put it on them before they walk out the door. And just applying that to the entire nail and all around the nail as well. Keep things hydrated, lock in that moisture. And just massage that into her for her, and that is it. That is how I do my safe removals. Please let me know if you have any questions down below. If there's anything else you guys want to see in more detail, I'm happy to do so. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video.